I'm at Spectrum right now, about to get internet, but I like this phone. This is the Pixel, Google Pixel, and it says $11. It's 36 payments of $11, but that would be on top of the service, depending on how much it is.
Sir, I can help you over here.
Actually, is that iPhone?
My cell phone number?
What's the iPhone?
Which I have for 32 years.
And you canceled the cell phone service with us about 10 days ago, is what you're saying?
I did, yes. These are my account, you need account numbers? This is
I like this one though because it's thicker. I like the thickness of this one. This one is $17 a month. I didn't get the phone, but I did get a different plan. I guess they got a Spectrum phone service plan, and it was a deal. So the deal was a year. You get free service for a year. But the fact that I got a protection plan with them, I'm only gonna have to pay $5. So, you know, that was a deal. On top, I did get my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is $40 a month. Came to $70 because of the activation fee of the first time payment. But it's $40 a month. That plus my phone is $45 a month. Thank you. Okay, $45 a month for a year. That's a deal. No, you just knew which ones was yours. Okay, my So that's what we got. I gotta hook everything up when I get there. But
No.
that's crazy. It's a deal. Phone service free for a whole year. $5 protection fee. If I do crack my phone, it's like, I think they said it was, if I crack my phone, so if I crack my phone, it's $29 for a new front screen. This phone right here, and this is my original phone. So like if I didn't get the other phone I do want, but I have to wait on that. And then if it's lost or stolen, they replace my phone for $100. So yeah, he also said that, you know, the fact that my phone is cracked, I can go ahead and get it fixed for $29. You know, so that is the. I better get with it.
It's fixed.
It's fixed.
It's fixed.
He want an iPhone. I was like, we'll have to tell his dad he want an iPhone. But yeah.
Actually, it's fixed.
It's fixed.
Actually, it's fixed. Actually,
What?
fixed. Actually, fixed. The hamburger. Actually,
What?
actually, fixed.
So yeah, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. We're gonna finish our food.
Actually, fixed.
Fixed. My phone is literally going dead, so yeah. I said y'all better get with it. Shout out to baby dad for getting my Wi-Fi. Thank you, love. We'll talk to you next time. So tonight I finally decided to take out my journal and write. So I wanted to talk about, well, where I'm writing here is mostly about my visit with my psychologist, and I just want to say a lot of things that you admit to reflects back on you, you know, and you have to deal with that. Is it the truth, or is it something that you just agreed to? Because now going forward, you're going to have to walk that way. You're going to have to live that way. It's kind of like speaking it into existence. It was an internal feeling, but now mess you have manifested that into reality, and now you have to deal with that on a daily basis. And you have to work through it. So I told my psychologist, basically I agreed with having OC PD, and OCPD is overcompulsive personality disorder. OCD is because he wanted to make sure it wasn't OCD, but it was OCPD. I agreed with the OCPD diagnostic of having a certain problem where you refrain from certain people and things because you feel you have to basically, you have basically a personality disorder where just as you would feel as though you have to use some strong disinfectant product to clean your hands because soap or sanitizer isn't enough, or you have to have things a certain way. I told him this is me, spiritually, mentally, rather than physically. So, you know how with OCD, a lot of people have to basically have things a certain way. They have to go out and clean their hands. They have to wash their hands, take a shower more than 3 to 5 times a day. This is me on the inside, mentally. I'm thinking, I have to organize my thoughts. I have to have my thoughts. I have to plan things out, and my thoughts have to be, I have to have everything figured out a certain way before I can go on about my day. And he told me that this was OCPD. It's more internal than external. And if you don't do this, then you'll fear that something will go wrong. Something will happen in your life that's just kind of throws you off, or you will feel kind of skeptical about going about anything unless this is done. And if it's not done, then it's kind of just like throwing you off of the boat. It's throwing you, off completely. So yeah, so that's what I'm writing down right now. And the fact that I told him this is like I spoke it out, because before I didn't admit to it, but when he brought up the assumption, I'm just like, hold up, wait, that resonates. That makes sense. This is me. This is what I'm going through. And that's why we don't really like to admit to things or bring it up, because it's just like throwing up and looking at your own vomit, and you have to go through life just, seeing it and realizing it and living it, rather than it being inside of you anymore. You've realized it, you've defined what this is, and it's like you're walking with the truth. You're walking with the truth instead of in the truth, and it's kind of hard to live that way, because now you know what it is. Now it's more so of a challenge, because before you were unaware, and that's the thing about having psychologists and stuff. They bring everything out, and what wasn't a problem before, now it's a problem. He recommended that I read this book called Brain Lock. It's actually free, most likely if I sign up for Audible. But I don't plan on reading this book. I have no intention of reading this book. What I assumed that this book was about was basically me locking myself, setting a boundary on myself, and basically this boundary has become strong enough to close me in, like building up a wall. But you've locked yourself, you've basically refrained yourself from getting across that wall. You didn't mean to build it so high. You didn't mean to make it so tough. You didn't mean to lock yourself in. But that's just what you did. And it's kind of like getting yourself out of that brain lock, getting yourself out of that, unlimiting yourself, you know, kind of taking off those shackles on your mind that you've placed there for a certain reason, of course, because we all have our reasons. It's like protecting your heart, and you don't want no one to break your heart because those experiences built you and built that wall up, you know, so that you don't go back or you don't backtrack, and it's a lesson, you know. So you've protected yourself, you put a lock on that heart, and you throw away the key. But that's not the right way to go about the situation. The right way is to let down that wall, to break that lock off of your heart, and to go through it. It's supposed to be freeing you from your own shackles. So it says, free yourself from obsessive compulsive behavior. I don't see any about the book. If I click on it, I just say get it free. So that was my that's what I told him. I'm like, okay, pretty sure that's what this book is about, you know, but in a different perspective, from the perspective that I just gave. And I was like, well, this is one of the limits. I was thinking about going to the library and checking it out, but reading this book is not in my intention. So, yeah. And he said also, the exercising it will help with my pills that I'm taking, because I will only get more depressed if I sit around and take pills without getting my heart pumping and blood rushing and getting it flowing, you know, getting that energy flowing so that it's not stagnant. But these are the 2 requirements that he wants me to do, and right now, unfortunately, I'm not doing it.
Think I'll be ready soon.
Yeah. No rush.
Hey, Riley. Alex. Hey.
Okay, but... Yeah. No rush.
Hey, Riley. Alex. Hey. You and Eleanor seem close. She's taken care of me ever since I was little. I never really knew my mom, but she's always been there for me. What does she think about you going away to school? She's thrilled. I think she just wants me to end up happy. That's really sweet. She's the most selfless person I know. I know having you work with her in the shop has meant the world. Yeah, to both of us. I know you and Gabe were close. How are you doing?
I miss him so much.
So now that I figured it out, unfortunately, it's not letting me talk to her again. I guess I hit the wrong choices or things to ask about. So I'm thinking that maybe I have to restart the episode and do it all over again. Now that I know what I missed. But last time I asked about it, she told me she couldn't tell me. So why did the other girl on the YouTube, when I looked up the video, why did she told her? I'm kind of confused, but I'm trying to figure it out though.